Hello, this is Mania Lord of Insanity here, and this is the second time I'm doing Texas Sports Weekly. This is for the weeks between March 29th to April 4th of 2019. And this will also be the last week with this group of teams. Or after this week, next week, one of the teams will not be on this list. First off is the Houston Texans. I haven't gotten any requests for changing the order, so the order is going to be the same. Now, Texans players are calling for the Tennessee Traders to release their hold on the Oilers jersey, claiming it as part of Houston history more than it is Titan history. And this is honestly some good news, and I actually agree, and I would love this. Like, so you imagine, like, having the Oilers jerseys back. Like, maybe we won't have the Oilers team, but just imagine having the jerseys back. Technically, the traders, they still have the jerseys and all that, but can you imagine the outrage if they decided to wear it, especially at Houston against the Texans? Yeah, their things would not be okay. Okay, because those are Houston jerseys, so they belong in Houston, not the Oilers. Bring them to Houston. Let the Texans wear them. Okay. Now, the Texans also, they decided they were going to treat rookies a little bit differently this year after Kiki's injuries. And safety Andre Hall has announced his retirement. Jack Easterby, another former Patriot, another former person who worked for the New England Patriots, has been hired as an executive vice president of team development for the Houston Texans. So we got more ex-Patriots working inside of the Houston Texans. So hopefully we'll become the next Patriots. I mean, we've gotten like some of their old coaches there. With O'Brien, we've gotten, so there's just another one. So maybe we'll be the Patriots. Hopefully. But next is the Dallas Cowboys. Now, the Cowboys-Rams game in Hawaii is already sold out, and the Cowboys are expected to add to the defensive secondary. In the prices at Jerry World, the ticket prices, they're going to rise for the 2019 season. So that's the news. It's not a lot. People really want to see the Cowboys beat up the Rams in Hawaii. Next up is the Houston Rockets, a team that's playing right now and doing really, really good. For this week, they went 3-0. Their overall is now 51-28, and they are third in the West as of right now. The Rockets inch towards the top spot in the power rankings, and now they are called the most dangerous team in the playoffs. Look, every team in the West, the playoffs for the West has already been set. We already know exactly who's going to be in the playoffs. The question is, where is their seeding going to be? And the Rockets not only clinched the playoffs, but they've already clinched division title. And, the Rockets are like, whatever. It's not that it matters. And really, it doesn't. I don't even know why they still have divisions. And because it's the top 8 in the conference. They don't do it, the division, like they do in football, baseball, hockey. They don't do that. And a bit of sad news, Harden was accused from a practice day to mourn the death of a childhood friend of his. And then back to good news as the Rockets avoid a regular season sweep from the Clippers by beating them in their final game for the week. And this is going to be the final news for the San Antonio Commanders. The Commanders fell to the Hotshots and are now tied for the first place spot in the division. And that's where they're left. They finished the season, and they finished a record 5-3. And they've split every head-to-head game in the West. The offensive ranking, they were tied for 4th place with 19.75 points per game. The defensive ranking, they were in 5th place, allowing 19.25 points per game. They were 4th in the power rankings. and San Antonio Commanders will no longer play with the AAF because they are stopping all football operations. The AAF is officially closed down. They aren't officially folded yet, but sadly, they kind of are. With how things are handled, I do not see anything where they will return. So this is the last video where I would include this team. And then the Houston Astros. This week they went 1-5. I was hoping this would be a positive week for the Astros, but sadly it is not. Their overall is 2-5. They are fourth in the AL West, and the Astros lost the series to the Rays 1-3. After an amazing opening day, they fell and lost 3 games in a row. But then they ended their 3-game losing streak to the Rangers, where they won in the first game in the series. But then, after breaking the losing streak and looking like they're going to head right back on track, they lost the series to the Rangers 1-2. And during the final game, the Rangers shut out the Astros. The Astros did not score a single run in that final game. And in that game, an umpire pushed an Astros player screaming, "I can do anything I want," and calls for discipline are made as the umpire is getting torn apart by fans. And Astros, please, let's get out of this slump. Next is Houston XFL. Name and logo are pending. Not much news here. There's XFL news, but not for Houston. Dallas XFL, same thing. Name and logo pending. There's XFL news, but not really for Dallas. Now, the Dallas Stars, this week they went 1-1. Basically, they won 1 game, and then they lost another game in overtime. Their overall, I put overall twice on accident, it's 42 wins, 31 losses, and 7 overtime losses for a total of 91 points. And they are in the first wildcard spot right now, and they have officially clinched the playoffs with their last game, which was a win. And everything is lining up for the Stars to make some noise in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Dallas Mavericks, this week they went 2-1. Their overall is 31-47. They're not tanking like they should be, and they're 14th in the West. The San Antonio Spurs, this week they went 1-2, and then the overall is 45-34. They have clinched the playoffs, and they are 8th in the West. Like I said, in the West, every single team that's in the playoffs is already in the playoffs. We already know who's going to be in the playoffs. What's not set is the seeding. So they clinched the playoff spot, and there's a new record. They did break a record. Greg Popovich got ejected in just 63 seconds into the game. Bravo! Let's go. Okay, it's a little bit of a funny story. It's not like a jab or anything, but it's a funny story. Like the coaches are laughing about it, the players are laughing about it. It's just people are laughing at fun with how quickly he was ejected. Now the Houston SaberCats are 2-5. Yes, the SaberCats finally end their losing streak, and they lost it against the Warriors. So Texas is not the worst when it comes to rugby. Well, I mean, we are because they Austin, but at least we have a team that's better than we won against a team that's not from Texas. That's the thing. We won. We actually won. It was 29-27. We won. With a total of 10 points, we move up to 7th place. We're above the Warriors now. We don't have both Texas teams just sitting at the bottom. I mean, we're still at the bottom, but at least there's a non-Texas team below us. Okay? It was great. It was wonderful. This was the final match at Constellation Field. The SaberCats never tailed this game either. They always had the lead this entire game. Now, let's be honest. This is another bottom feeder team, but at least we aren't the worst of the bottom. Houston Dynamo. Their overall right now is 3-1-0. 3 wins. I think that's a draw. 1 draw and 0 losses. We got a total of 10 points. We are third in the West. Dynamo, we beat Colorado 4-1 in a lopsided match. We got 4 goals, they only got 1. So the Dynamo are off to a really, really strong start this season. Now the FC Dallas are also got on to a pretty strong start. They are 3-1-1. 3 wins, 1 draw, and 1 loss. They have a total of 10 points as well. And they are 4th in the West. Dallas beat Salt Lake 4-2. So both Texas teams are doing really well in the MLS right now. Now on to the final team. No, not the final team. Okay, the final team you're allowed to cheer for. Austin Elite. They are 0 wins, 9 losses, 0 draws. They still haven't won a single match. The Elite is the worst. They are the worst rugby team ever, it seems like. They lost once again to the Rugby United New York, 19-11. I think they may go 0-16 or however many matches there are. I don't think they will ever win a single match. Hopefully, let's just hope for next year. Okay, that team. They still suck. They definitely still suck. But their overall is 4-2. They won 4-1 this week. And they are 3rd in the AL West. They won the series against the Cubs 2-1. And they won the series against the Astros 2-1. So they're doing pretty good, but they're still a crappy team. Watch. The season's going to go and they're going to be a horrible team. If they get lucky and make the playoffs, they ain't going to win a World Series. They never going to win. Alright, they suck. These are the Rangers. But apparently 92% of the Rangers fans like where the team is going. These are misguided people. Okay? I mean, 100% of Rangers fans are misguided. They are going for the wrong team. They should be cheering for the Astros. They need to stop worrying about the Rangers, move on, whatever. But this is the end of Texas Sports Weekly. I will see you all Monday whenever I do my MLB Power Rankings. And watch as the Rangers will be below the Astros. Somehow they're not in last place. They should be, but whatever.